ran a lot of arcs in Lightning Speed thus far. There was the Gwileth arc, the Alternate Reality arc, the Naomi arc, the Leon arc, the Ice Bolt arc, the Jewel Heart arc, the Wonder Girl X arc, the Wreath Alone arc, the Other Superheroes arc, the Unknown Agency arc, the What the Frick Was Season 32 arc. But all of it pales in comparison to the Globe arc. We're entering the beginning of the end, everyone. Get ready. Season 33, Episode 1, Mason. Yeah, you remember Mason? He's back! This episode is about Mandy. You think I remember how this episode starts? I really don't. Anyway, Mandy is kidnapped and ends up tied up in a closet, and she can't get out because whoever kidnapped her was smart enough to put a superpower inhibiting bracelet on her. Finally, though, the closet is opened and the kidnapper is revealed. It was Mason. With a gun. Twist villain! Mandy understandably has no idea what's going on, so Mason starts going on about how his entire life was ruined because he joined the Lightning Speed team, and now the Justice team is disbanded because they weren't freaking doing anything, so he has absolutely nothing left to live for, but he was promised prosperity by this shady organization called Globe if he could get rid of the Lightning Speed team, so that's what he's trying to do. So he's planning to sell Mandy off to the Villains League and let them take care of her. After that, Mandy tries to get away, but she fails, and Mason takes her to the Villains League, where she's to be auctioned off to the highest bidder to do whatever they want with her. Antius happens to take notice of this and gets super suspicious, so he claims the highest bid and takes Mandy back to his place and gets her to spill the beans. Mandy tells him everything, and then Antius sends her home. Episode 2, Electricia. Say hello to another leftover character from the Wonder Girl series. So Antius, now super suspicious about all this Globe business, decides to do some investigating. But said investigating leads to him getting his head cut off, but I don't freaking remember who, so he decides to seek out Jake's help. Jake and Antius then go out together to continue investigating when they're confronted by a new villain made entirely out of electricity named Electricia, and surprise, she's also working for Globe. Something battle happens, then Jake and Antius win because of course they do. They don't find out anything though, that's for later. Episode 3, Gender Bends. Jake and the team go to Gender Bend World and meet their gender bends, that's it. What, you thought there weren't going to be any filler episodes here? Well, you're sorely mistaken. Episode 4, Slavery. Oh boy, this one's a hard one. So, Jake gets kidnapped by aliens and sold on the alien black market. He ends up having to do hard labor for some factory owner alien, but he gets his arm super mangled in a machine and has to have it amputated. After that, he's put to work in the factory-owning alien's mansion, and he has to take care of his daughter, and he sings her a song his mother once sang for him, and his arm magically grows back. Welcome to Weird Alien Power number 15,000, singing alien songs to regrow your limbs. Yes, it's super dumb. Anyway, Jake escapes somewhere down the line and goes home. This episode literally only existed to introduce the new alien power and nothing else. I hate it. Episode 5, Diametrics, aka totally not Dementio. Welcome back to the arc, everyone! So Nightmare comes over to the Wonder Girl headquarters one morning looking for Mallory and learns that Jake notified the Wonder Girls about the whole Globe scenario. So when Mallory gets sent out to look for clues about Globe, Nightmare goes out with her, absolutely against her mother's interests. I'm going to say this right now because I don't know if I'll get a chance to say it later, but Nightmare and Mallory's relationship is super cute, and they're probably my favorite couple to come out of LS1, not gonna lie. It's not going to be super apparent from my vague episode summaries, but Nightmare is actually trying to put himself on the straight and narrow for Mallory's sake, so her mother might let them be together, and it's absolutely adorable, and it melts me. Anyway, Nightmare and Mallory stumble upon a bunker that they investigate, but they're ambushed and locked inside by another new villain, Diametrics, who's actually Grievel's cousin or something. They fight Diametrics to try to get out before it's revealed that they've actually stumbled into Globe's headquarters. Then, from around the corner come Christina and Hannah. You know, Hannah from way back in Season 1. She was a Wonder Girl once, but did a bad thing and died, and then came back as a ghost and tried to kill everyone, but died again. Anyway, Christina and Hannah are back because Globe Frankenstein them back together again, and they're full-on evil and down to kill. Nightmare and Mallory manage to fight them off and escape, and they go back to the Wonder Girls and tell them about everything they've found. Episode 6, Globe Capture Jake. Gee, what do you think happens in this episode? With Globe now exposed, they decide to just up and kidnap Jake and try to kill him because he's their greatest threat or something. They almost succeed in killing him, but Jake breaks free and goes to find the head honcho, only to find Jade instead. Hi, Jade! Turns out that Jade is working for Globe too, and was using her position with the Wonder Girls to obtain information for Globe. She then fights Jake, but before they can reach a resolution, it's revealed that Globe has done something to cause a crap ton of interdimensional armies to start attacking Ilia, and that is absolutely not good at all. With that, Jake runs off to warn everyone. The Wonder Girls and Jake's team evacuate everyone they can from Ilia. The Villains League even helps out as well, and everyone escapes Ilia. That's right, Ilia has fallen once again. Welcome to the Globe arc. Enjoy your stay. Season 34. Now, from here, things get even hecking sketchier. Now we go from having vague few-word descriptors for episodes to having vague outlines for entire seasons. That's right, from here forward, episodes are gone. Instead, we have seasons, and I will be attempting to guide you through each one as thoroughly as I can manage given the disorganized state of all this crap. Season 34 is essentially the we need to figure out what the crap we're going to do against Globe part of the Globe arc. Also, everyone's in a brand new dimension now, and the Lightning Speed team and the Wonder Girls are trying their best to keep up this refugee camp in the middle of nowhere for the time being. Now, Season 34 does have some kind of super vague episode-ish structure to it. One of the first things that happens is that the Villains League, now trying to keep themselves up without any kind of base of operations, suddenly meets back up with an old leader of theirs, a sorceress named Nayala. The rest of their team accept her back in with open arms, but Antius is super suspicious about the entire thing and calls Nayala out on her crap, so they fight. Nayala beats Antius, and Antius is forced to flee the Villains League and take up residence at the refugee camp with the Lightning Speed team. Oh yeah, also, if you're wondering where Nias is this entire time, I don't hecking know. I really don't. After that, there's filler involving Jake and Wreath getting trapped in a haunted house, because haha, Wreath is scared of ghosts. There's also something of a backstory where Wreath has encountered a real ghost in his childhood and it almost killed him somewhere in there. Then there's some conflict involving the prince that owns the land everyone's using for the refugee camp, and he sends them to work in the mines before everyone is able to convince him that they're just lowly refugees that just need a place to live, so he lets them stay. That's when we get into, well, Mandy gets captured again, this time by the Villains League, who are trying to take Mandy back because something Antius. Antius fights them to get Mandy back, even squaring up against Nayala again, and he gets Mandy the heck out of there. That's when Antius reveals that he's fallen in love with Mandy and professes his love to her. Yes, this happened. Wreath super doesn't like this, though, because he's got a crush on Mandy, so he fights Antius in the parking lot and nearly kills him. But Mandy gets pissed and tells Wreath to frick off for nearly killing her new boyfriend. Wreath, now experiencing existential angst, teleports back to his home dimension because he feels bad about everything and doesn't want to face the team with his shame or something like that. Then Antius comes to find him and they fight in a restaurant before Antius tells Wreath what for because something moral high ground, but Wreath won't hear it and beats up Antius. Then Wreath kills Antius. Wow, golly, that's a cliffhanger. Next up, there's another event centering around Nightmare and Mallory, which starts with Nightmare trying his best to help out around the camp so Mallory's mother will accept him, and Mallory's mother snubbing him because she still doesn't trust him. Just then, Nightmare is approached by one of his former gremlin minions and told that the time has come, so he heads off into the woods. What he doesn't know, though, is that Mallory is following behind him. Unfortunately, though, he's ambushed by a member of Globe and is knocked out. When he comes to, he's locked in a room. He tries using a bunch of arcane spells to get himself out, but nothing works until Mallory busts in and helps him out. Before they get out of the Globe base, though, they're approached by a strange hooded figure, who starts talking to Nightmare in a strange language, with Nightmare responding in the same strange language. What's going on here is that this dude is an elder of the Gremlin Kingdom, and he's quizzing Nightmare because Nightmare was supposed to accomplish 3 objectives: to deceive, to rule, and to marry. Only then will he be crowned a true Gremlin King and given his true Gremlin powers. Oh yeah, Nightmare is a Gremlin King. That's a thing. He's the king of the Gremlins, thanks in part to him accidentally marrying Jake. Yes, that was actually relevant. Yes, I still hate that it's relevant. Thank you. Anyway, Nightmare is gifted his true gremlin powers and crowned king of the gremlins, and Mallory is super confused, but there's no time for Nightmare to explain because they're ambushed shortly after and they lose the fight and are subsequently knocked out. That's the end of that one. Yep. Next we have something that absolutely should not be happening, period, and that quickly descends into utter madness. So, because nothing's ever dead in Lightning Speed except Emilio, Nyla's back, and she's doing her dumb eating souls nonsense again, and I guess she's also with Globe, and they revived her too, because nonsense. The team tries to fight her, and Rose ends up getting injured so bad she falls into a coma. Now, I want you to guess what happens next. I want you to freaking guess. Scylla descends from the heavens and obliterates Nyla for the third hecking time in a row. Oh my gosh, Scylla. Anyway, Jake pleads Scylla to help Rose, but Scylla says that she can't do anything for her and yeets away again. Rose is just in a coma now. This is life now. You know how long this lasts? So the next episode begins with Jake finding this girl named Roxy in the woods. He brings her back to camp and introduces her to the team. Then, shock of all shocks, Reeth returns and he miraculously has the cure for Rose's coma. That was fast. So Rose comes out of her coma, but then Roxy tries to kill everyone because it turns out she was a spy for Globe. The most ineffective spy in the world. So the team fights Roxy and Reeth actually ends up killing her. Jake is stunned because, wow, Reeth, why the frick did you do that? Before Reeth then tries to kill the entire team. Uno reverse card, Roxy was a decoy and Reeth was the actual spy. Yep, Reeth is with Globe now. He killed Antius in the name of Globe and now he's here to do the same to Jake. So the team beats Reeth and Reeth retreats into the forest. Uh-oh, though. Turns out Roxy was actually Mason's childhood friend that we're only just now learning about because that's how plot convenience works. Mason's pissed now, so he decides he's gonna go suicide bomber on everyone and he nearly kills Jake. Thankfully, Jake just lost his leg, which he can heal through the magic power of alien song Deus Ex Machina. Everything is right with the world, right? Well... Season 35. This season revolves around Reeth. Don't give me that look. Anyway, after Reeth, Roxy, and Mason's absolute failure to do anything significant, Globe decides to enact a new plan. Send one of their own into the past to destroy the Lightning Speed team before it can even form, because time travel fixes everything. Reeth volunteers to go and gets sent to the past to the day the Lightning Speed team did its first thing. Then Reeth meets the team in the past and immediately starts having regrets. Reeth immediately turns away from Globe and starts trying to help the team in the past, and that's what the entire rest of this season is. Unbeknownst to Reeth, though, Jade was also sent to the past, and she kills all the Wonder Girls and rallies the Villains League together to cause as much mayhem as possible. With not a lot of options left, Reeth seeks out Trey, but Trey can't do much of anything to help. I mean, I don't know what Reeth thought he'd do anyway, but that definitely didn't work. Reeth breaks down, blaming all of this on himself and saying he doesn't deserve to live, before Trey finally can help him because of the power of plot convenience. Trey makes a time machine, and Reeth goes back to before Jade did her bad stuff. He fights Jade and subsequently kills her. Ladies and gentlemen, Jade is dead. Rest in pieces. That's when Reeth returns to the present and decides to start trying to undo Globe's plans from the inside. He rescues Antius, Mallory, and Red first, because I suppose Red got here somewhere down the line, and Red possesses Mallory's body because his Nias clone body got destroyed. After that, he rescues Nightmare before being forced to explain himself and what's going on and face his own personal demons or whatever melodramatic thing this is. Then, together, Reeth, Antius, Red, and Nightmare attack Globe. Now, I'm going to level with you. The next bit is extremely hard on my memory, so I'm just going to take you through my outline and say what tiny bit I remember. Something in woods/capture. I really don't remember. I would wager to guess that Jake, Rose, and Mandy went into the woods, found Reeth and the others, and Reeth apologized before they were all captured by Globe, but that's just shoddy guessing on my part. Rose killed. So Rose obviously friggin' died somewhere in here, but she's not dead for long, spoiler alert. Jake probably angst somewhere in here too. Everyone... spell. My handwriting was too illegible to make out what this even said, but I'm guessing Nightmare did a thing. Globe base destroyed. Whatever thing Nightmare did destroyed the Globe base. Yippee! That's cool, I suppose. And this whole thing continues into Season 36. Neala comes plus threat. That one's a bit self-explanatory, though I do not remember the circumstances or what the threat possibly could have been. Oh yeah, also, this is probably where Neala reveals herself to be the leader of Globe. Surprise! Does anyone care? Neala defeated/killed. Also self-explanatory, although, again, under what circumstances, I can't say. So, if Neala's dead, why is this season still going? Well... Go to Ilya plus confront. Yeah, they go back to Ilya and confront the many interdimensional armies. This goes about as well as you'd think it would. Things happen and Jake fakes his own death, deciding to go incognito in a disguise to move about Ilya undetected as he goes to find his friends. War. Literally, this point is so vague, I want to slap my past self. Jake disguise. As I already said, Jake dons a disguise. He also disguises himself as a woman because I don't hecking know. Mandy confront. Jake finds Mandy, I suppose. I really have no idea. This entire season is not something I remember well. Go to see Rose. See, I told you Rose wasn't dead. I don't know why she's still alive, but she's certainly not dead. Go to see Wreath. I have zero clue. Go to Ichthalia. So Ichthalia is a town in Ilia on the northern part of the map by the sea, and I know that Jake came here for a specific purpose, but I have absolutely no idea what said purpose was, and it kills me. Oh, this would also be when Jake's disguise stops working and the interdimensional armies discover he faked his death. Mandy killed. Past Me needs to quit bluffing because no, she hacking wasn't. After this is a single ellipsis, because I suppose Past Me forgot how this whole debacle was supposed to resolve. But not me! Believe it or not, I actually remembered something Past Me didn't. What a hecking miracle. So after this point, there's more fighting. They drive the interdimensional armies out of the capital city, and they put an enormous technodome over the city to keep the interdimensional armies out. This is where they'll be living for a good while, so get used to it. Anyway, this was the Globe arc. There's no rest for the wicked, though, because we still have more to go. Next time, we finish this thing.